This photo shows a Japanese crew operating a captured American M3 Stuart light tank in the Philippines during World War II, using the seized vehicle for reconnaissance and support after U.S. forces abandoned or lost it in combat. Austro-Hungarian and Albanian officers stand together on the Balkan front during World War I, reflecting the multinational composition of forces deployed in the region and their joint operations across mountainous positions and contested strategic routes. Italian Ardito Enzo Ponzi, serving as a captain in the 14 Shock Battalion, is photographed on the 18th of March 1918. As an assault troop officer, he oversaw elite close combat units trained for rapid attacks on fortified Austrian positions. A Palestinian Christian youth in Bethlehem during the First Intifada in 1988. Many local youths, including Christian communities, participated in demonstrations, strikes, and street resistance against Israeli military presence across the West Bank during this uprising. Henry Newton Brown, a former lawman turned outlaw, was captured in Kansas around 1884. This photo shows him confronted by a lynch mob after his involvement in a failed bank robbery in Medicine Lodge that led to multiple deaths. Harlesden, a northwest London district recorded here in 1997, was known for its strong Afro-Caribbean and Irish communities, active street markets, and growing redevelopment around the High Street and Willesden Junction during the late 1990s urban expansion period. The RMS Queen Mary is seen maneuvering with assistance from tugboats, which guided the ocean liner during docking and departure procedures. Tug support was essential for safely handling the ship's size, limited turning capability, and tight harbor conditions. In 1492, European explorers sought new maritime routes to India to access valuable spices and trade goods. This moment reflects the early age of exploration, driven by economic ambition, navigation innovation, and global trade expansion. In 1926, Emperor Showa, Hirohito, ascended the Japanese throne, marking the start of his reign. His leadership would guide Japan through modernization, political change, and eventual global conflicts, shaping the nation's trajectory for decades. Contra-Admiral Hansa is pictured alongside the renowned pilot Konjevich, highlighting a moment of military collaboration. Both figures were significant in their respective roles, with Konjevich recognized for aerial achievements and Hansa for naval command expertise. London in 1930, captured during the interwar period, showcases the city's urban streets, period architecture, and bustling daily life, reflecting a mix of traditional Victorian structures and emerging modern developments before World War II. On the 9th of November 1923, Hitler's attempted coup in Munich, known as the Beer Hall Putsch, was suppressed at the Feldherrn Hall. 6 Bavarian state policemen were killed while stopping the fascist march, marking the failed start of Hitler's rise to power. A Japanese Kyushu K-9W trainer, a licensed version of the German Bucker Bu-131 Youngman, lies crashed at a Manchurian airfield in August 1945. A Type 99 Tachikawa Ki-55 advanced trainer is visible in the background, showing Japan's wartime pilot training operations. A group of people is gathered for a mass held outdoors in the snowy Alps. The photo highlights religious observance conducted in harsh winter conditions, emphasizing tradition and communal faith practices in remote mountainous regions. A Convair B-36 Peacemaker is shown under construction, illustrating the assembly of the massive 6-engine strategic bomber. Designed for intercontinental missions, it represents post-World War II U.S. efforts to project nuclear deterrence during the early Cold War. The Battle of Champagne, fought during World War I, was a series of offensives along the Champagne front in northeastern France. French forces launched attacks against entrenched German positions, aiming to break the stalemate on the Western Front. A formation of F-4F Wildcat fighters in 1943, highlighting U.S. Navy carrier-based aircraft during World War II. These planes played a crucial role in early Pacific battles, providing air defense, escort missions, and engaging Japanese aircraft in combat. A side view of an Austro-Hungarian 305mm Skoda Model 1911 howitzer in a firing position during World War I. This heavy artillery piece was used for long-range bombardment of fortified positions, demonstrating the Empire's reliance on powerful siege weapons. The interior of the RMS Queen Mary's bow, showcasing the ship's forward compartments and structural design. This area includes crew spaces, storage, and mechanical sections essential for navigation and the operation of the massive ocean liner. Austro-Hungarian troops positioned on Tarabos mountain near Scutari, likely during World War I. The soldiers are stationed in rugged terrain, reflecting strategic deployments in the Balkans to control mountain passes and monitor enemy movement. Austro-Hungarian soldiers' shelters located in a dolina on the Doberdo-Dobodov Plateau during World War I. These natural depressions provided protection from artillery and harsh weather while serving as defensive positions on the contested Isonzo front. In 1917, Russia experienced the February and October revolutions, leading to the abdication of Tsar Nicholas II and the rise of the Bolsheviks. These events triggered massive political upheaval, social unrest, and the eventual establishment of Soviet power. In 1938, Germany, under Hitler, pledged not to pursue further territorial expansion following the Munich Agreement. This agreement temporarily averted war, granting Germany control over the Sudetenland while European powers sought to maintain peace through appeasement. Captain von Horthy is pictured on the bridge of the SMS Novara, an Austro-Hungarian navy cruiser. The ship was involved in reconnaissance and naval operations, with the captain overseeing navigation, strategy, and crew management during missions at sea. In 1886, German engineer Karl Benz invented the motor wagon, widely considered the first practical automobile powered by an internal combustion engine. This innovation laid the foundation for modern personal transportation and the global automotive industry. The Marx Brothers are pictured performing on the mezzanine during the mid-1920s. This stage production showcases their early comedic work, blending physical humor, witty dialogue, and timing that would later define their iconic film careers. In April 1944, liberated citizens of Odessa are seen removing a Romanian-installed street sign labeled Adolf Hitler. This act symbolizes the city's reclamation from Axis occupation and the restoration of local control following Soviet advances. Kaiser Karl of Austria-Hungary is pictured on the Isonzo front during World War I. His presence demonstrates imperial oversight of military operations along this critical and heavily contested front between Austro-Hungarian and Italian forces. A settler family on the American prairie in the 1880s, living amid vast open land. Their lifestyle reflects frontier life, with farming, homesteading, and self-sufficiency central to establishing homes in remote, sparsely populated regions. Machine guns in action, likely during a combat scenario, demonstrating their use for sustained fire, suppressing enemy positions, and supporting infantry operations. These weapons transformed battlefield tactics by providing rapid, continuous firepower in both offensive and defensive roles. Caledonian Station at the west end of Princes Street in Edinburgh, photographed in 1965. The scene captures trains, station architecture, and urban activity, reflecting Scotland's mid-20th century rail transport infrastructure and the city's bustling West End. In September 1938, a miner father in Bertha Hill, West Virginia, smiles at his baby. The image reflects the daily life of mining families during the Great Depression, highlighting familial bonds amid the challenging economic and labor conditions of the era. Messerschmitt Bf 109 from Jagdgeschwader 2, JG2, is captured in flight during World War II. This German fighter aircraft, a key Luftwaffe asset, performed air superiority missions, escort duties, and combat engagements across multiple European theaters. Kaiser und König Franz Joseph I is pictured on horseback, likely during a ceremonial or leisure ride. This reflects the emperor's personal involvement in traditional aristocratic activities and his public image as a military and imperial leader of Austria-Hungary. On July 19, 2005, 19-year-old Lavena Johnson was found dead in her tent in Iraq from a gunshot wound. Despite evidence of bruising, chemical burns, and sexual assault, her death was officially ruled a suicide, raising controversy over the investigation. A meeting of the Belarusian Central Rada takes place in the Lenin Library Reading Room between 1943 and 1944. This collaborationist administrative body operated under German occupation, handling local governance and propaganda efforts during World War II. A rare photograph of the IMS Carpathia's lifeboats, taken by second-class passenger Lawrence Cowles Stoudenmeier. The image documents the ship's rescue operations following the Titanic disaster, showing lifeboats prepared for survivors and the crew's emergency procedures. In 1978, Soviet geologists discovered the Lykov family living in total isolation in Siberia. Fleeing Stalin's persecution in 1936, they survived 42 years without contact with society, technology, or awareness of major global events like World War II. In 1993, 6 hikers near Lake Baikal in Siberia experienced sudden, violent symptoms, including bleeding from eyes and noses and erratic behavior. This incident is linked to the mysterious Dyatlov Pass-like events, with causes still debated by investigators. A church in Veselovka, Kanthausen Judchen, shows significant damage sustained during World War I. The structure reflects the widespread destruction of religious and civilian buildings on the Eastern Front due to artillery bombardments and military operations. 2 B-17 flying fortresses of the 94th Bombardment Group approach an English airfield on 28 June 1943. Aircraft 42 to 30,382 and 42 to 30,376 were part of U.S. strategic bombing operations over Europe, providing heavy payload capability and long-range support. Italian soldiers and German airmen socialize, drinking and playing music while entertaining a gathered crowd of civilians during World War II. The scene illustrates moments of camaraderie and leisure among Axis forces amidst wartime occupation or operations. The SMS Novara, an Austro-Hungarian scout cruiser, is pictured at port. Designed for reconnaissance and rapid engagement, it served in naval operations, patrolling, and supporting fleet movements during the early 20th century and World War I. Konya's first Muslim sanctuary, the Eflatun, Seljuk, Mosque, originally a Byzantine church, stood on Aladdin Hill until its demolition in 1921. Converted to Mescid-i Selçuk under Seljuk rule, it marks the city's transition from Byzantine to Islamic architecture. A Russian soldier is shown wounded, likely during combat. The image reflects the human cost of battle, highlighting the injuries sustained by soldiers on the front lines and the harsh realities of warfare. A speaker is being installed for Operation Wandering Soul during the Vietnam War. This psychological warfare tactic broadcast eerie sounds and voices intended to intimidate and demoralize North Vietnamese and Viet Cong forces in the jungle. Pashtun women, referred to as Khyberis by the photographer, are pictured in Peshawar around 1915. The image captures traditional attire and social customs of local. An 1870 photograph shows the semi-rural surroundings of the Colosseum in Rome. At this time, the area around the ancient amphitheater remained sparsely developed, reflecting the city's gradual urban expansion and the preservation of historic landmarks. James Dean is pictured hanging from a railway car during the filming of East of Eden on location in Salinas, California, 1954. This candid moment captures his hands-on approach to acting and involvement in physically demanding scenes. Spanish officers are pictured on the Danube, likely during a military deployment or exercise. Their presence on the river demonstrates strategic navigation, coordination, and the role of riverine operations in European military planning of the period.